So yesterday, Geshe-la and I were going over a passage in Chandakirti's supplement to Nagarjuna's treatise on the middle way. And it was talking about the effects of getting angry and what it does to us. There's a lot of math involved about which kind of bodhisattvas get mad at which kind of bodhisattvas and how many eons of merit is destroyed. But aside from the math of the issue, okay, which you can really get hung up in, the main point is that we work very hard to create merit and to put goodness into our consciousness. And when we get angry, or when we generate wrong views, it just obliterates it. You know, when we get angry, even if we've dedicated the merit before, you get two main results. One is that you get, of course, the negative result of the anger, you know, the bad rebirths or hindrances and obstacles in your practice. But also, if you're about to attain a new level or, you know, gain some kind of insight, the anger inhibits the ripening of the good karma that you've created before. So that you have to start all over again, creating that good karma. Okay? So there might be still some residue of it. It's not, if you've dedicated it before, it's not like the good karma is completely wiped out, okay? But it's definitely damaged, and you have to, you know, start all over recreating a lot of the causes for, you know, the insight that you might have just been on the verge of getting. Okay? So when you think about this, it's kind of scary. Yeah, at least if you get angry at the rate I get angry at, you know, you wonder how you ever have any merit left. Yeah, because it just, you know, just inhibits here and damage there and block there and destroyed here and, you know, so, and then you think, okay, all those mornings, like John Bell, you know, I got up at 4:30 to go do prostrations. You know, got up at 5 o'clock to go meditate. All those mornings, one after another, and I put in so much effort. And then I go and get angry at some idiot. You know, who might be a bodhisattva, and we just don't know that he's a bodhisattva and not an idiot. You know. And then all that effort we put into creating so much good karma is just, you know, is blocked, you know, and it's damaged. So I find that very helpful to think about, you know, because especially when you're angry, you know, regardless of whether the person's a bodhisattva or a genuine idiot, at that moment you're an inherently existent idiot, you know. You know those kind? Yeah, that's the only kind there are. So, you know, regardless of what the person really is, at that moment our mind is totally hooked into they're an inherently existent idiot from their side, independent of us, has nothing to do with us. This is just who they are. And then you have to ask yourself, you know, or I ask myself, is this person, getting angry at this person, worth destroying all the merit that I put so much energy into creating? You know? Especially because I have such a bad view of that person at that time. So, you know, am I going to waste my energy getting mad at somebody that I have a bad view of if it only damages me? That's like crazy. You know, that's totally nutty. I mean, if it were a person I respected, then maybe I could waste some energy on them, you know? So So, are you getting what I mean? Yeah? And so then it's like there's absolutely no benefit in getting angry at this person. And then, of course, as soon as you set down the anger, you stop seeing them as an idiot anyway, you know, and you start realizing, oh, this is all coming from me. It has nothing to do with them. This is just totally, you know, my berserky, angry mind that's creating cause for suffering. So I think this is good to remember, you know, and sometimes, I mean, we might think, well, it's just a little bit of anger, you know. So it's just, actually, it's not anger, it's just irritation. You know, I'm just irritated at the person. So that's okay, because I'm not destroying merit if I'm just irritated. Well, it's not exactly like that, you know. And then if we look in our own mind how much we're damaged by the irritation and how miserable we are with it, you know, even if it's not full-blown rage or anything. I mean, being irritated is not fun. Yeah, I know from a lot of experience. So, you know, when you think about it, it's like not worth this, because I'm trying to go this direction in my life, you know. I'm trying to go towards Buddhahood, and I'm trying to cultivate compassion and wisdom. And why am I letting this one, you know, mental state completely, you know, destroy everything I'm trying to do? Doesn't make any sense. It's not good for me. And since we cherish ourselves more than anybody else, yeah, this is a time when cherishing ourselves can be useful, okay? Yeah. And so, you know, out of our own sense of integrity and respect for ourselves, like, let's not bother with this. Not worth it.